Embrace haters and get over your fear of being perceived. You could change your whole life just by putting yourself out there. But if you allow haters to shame you back into invisibility, you will spend the rest of your life living in your own shadow. So, what exactly is a hater? A hater is someone who expresses negative, critical, or hostile opinions about another person, often out of jealousy, insecurity, or resentment. Haters have a tendency to discredit or belittle people's achievements, looks, or lifestyle. They often criticize others without a reason, and their criticism is never actually constructive, it's just pure negativity. They tend to focus on other people's flaws instead of their strengths, as a way to soothe their fragile egos. In my opinion, the biggest sign that someone is a hater is that they project their insecurities onto other people. If a woman is afraid to wear mini dresses because she hates her legs, she will shame other women who wear mini dresses. If a man is afraid to start his own business, he's going to discourage or even laugh at his friends who start their own businesses. That's just how haters are. If they can't do it, you can't do it. It's almost like they're crabs in a barrel. The last thing they want to see is another crab leaving the barrel to do their own thing. Oftentimes, people allow the potential criticism or judgment of haters to hold them back from their deepest desires. And that is exactly how haters feed into the fear of being seen. We've all been conditioned to believe that visibility comes with attack. The louder your voice and the brighter your light, the more likely it is that someone will try to dim it. And because we know haters are out there, we end up shrinking ourselves before we even get the chance to try. Think about it. How many times have you wanted to post a picture, start a project, or even speak up in a group, but then you stopped yourself because you thought, what if people judge me? What if they laugh? What if someone says something rude to me? That hesitation is the fear of being perceived, and it exists because we've all seen how ruthless haters can be. But here's the truth. The opinions of haters are completely insignificant. Their words don't reveal who you are, they reveal who they are. Every insult, every snide remark, and every attempt to discourage you is just a projection of what they feel they're lacking in themselves. Let's break it down with an example. A hater might leave a comment like, "Wow, your voice is so annoying. Don't quit your day job." At first glance, that feels like harsh criticism. But when you think about it, what kind of person goes out of their way to tear down a stranger who's brave enough to share their talent? It's almost always someone who feels insecure about their own lack of talent, or someone who wishes they had the courage to put themselves out there. Their words are not a reflection of your ability, they're a reflection of their own jealousy. And once you understand that, you stop fearing their opinions. Why? Because you realize it's not actually about you. It's about their own insecurities, jealousy, and unhealed wounds. As a matter of fact, you can even use haters as motivation. Their criticism is proof that you're doing something that triggers attention, something worth talking about. If you weren't making moves and if you weren't standing out, nobody would care enough to hate. I like to think of it this way. Hate is just the tax you pay for visibility. If you want to shine and if you want to be seen, you're going to have to accept the fact that not everyone will clap for you. But the lack of their applause shouldn't stop you from performing your best. Think about some of the most successful people in the world. Artists, entrepreneurs, creators, athletes. Every single one of them has haters. In fact, the more successful they get, the more hate they attract. But notice something. They didn't let that stop them. They learned to take the negativity as a sign that they were breaking through. So instead of letting haters push you back into hiding, let them push you further into visibility. Think of every hater as confirmation that you're on the right path. Because if your presence is powerful enough to stir up someone's insecurity, imagine how it can inspire someone who's ready to see you shine. Here's another way to look at it. When you let a hater's opinion dictate your actions, you give them power over your life. But when you ignore them and keep moving, you reclaim that power. And over time, the more you show up despite them, the less their words even register. At the end of the day, your fear of being perceived only keeps you stuck. But embracing the existence of haters truly frees you. The goal isn't to avoid their judgment. It's to rise so boldly that their judgment doesn't matter. Because if you spend your life hiding, you'll never know how far you could have gone. But if you embrace being seen, even if it attracts hate, you open the door to opportunities, growth, and connections that hiding could never give you. So let the haters talk. Let them project. Let them stew in their own bitterness. While they're stuck tearing people down, you'll be out there building, creating, and living your best life. and that's the best revenge you could ever have. All right, guys, that is all for today's video. If you guys want to keep up with more of my content, you can follow me on Instagram and TikTok at Reina Safo. Let me know your thoughts in the comments, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!